Welcome to another edition of How Pop Music Works Live. Our topic for today is Razor Ramon's theme, Bad Guy, from 1992. I'm going to talk about the chords, the melody, and show you how to play it from start to finish. So, Bad Guy is in 4/4. It's in a 16th note rhythm or 16th note pulse. So, and it is in the key or the mode of E Phrygian. So that is going to be all the white keys, same as the key of C, but going from E to E. So there we go there. And that also means that all of our chords are also going to be based on that scale. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. And that'll come into play later. This is the first theme I've covered that was written by the musician most associated with WWF/WWE composer Jim Johnston. It also appeared on the first WWF compilation album, Full Metal, in 1995, which is where I took my transcription of it from because it's the highest quality version you can find. So let's talk about the first part, the A section, our main riff. It is in octaves on E artonic, and it's syncopated, and it goes like this. That's it. That's our A section right there, and that repeats 8 times total. So so we have 1, 2, 3, and we go through that again until we have 8 of those. So that's our A section, E to E. It kind of roots us in the key of E, but it does not really tell us if we're in E major or E minor or E Phrygian or anything. And it's kind of ominous because of that, because yeah, it's withholding information. You guys might recognize, I'll mention this a little bit later, this sounds very similar to Steve Austin's theme, which is 1 and then a flat 2. That's a story for another time, but for now we're doing Razor Ramon's theme. So 1, 1, 1, 1. That's our A section. Our B section. Okay, so now we're going to go up to C, which is our 6, and we have a melody up here. So dun 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 dun. That's the B section melody. Moves around a bit more, it's higher, and it's a nice contrast from the A section. And this is actually harmonized to the 4, 3, and 2 chords. So A minor, G major, and unique to, well, not unique, but one of only 2 modes that has this, a major 2 chord. And what we have here is we're going to go 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. And that's our B section. This is kind of cool because, like I said, all these chords are diatonic to Phrygian, so the 4, 3, 2 sounding like that is one of the features of this mode. And the reason that probably sounds familiar is because if we were to keep all the same pitches and just shift the tonic to C, this would be the famous 6, 5, 4 progression that a lot of people know from, among other things. Oh man, I just blanked. Stairway to Heaven. And All Along the Watchtower, and a lot of other songs. You might hear a version, if you know this from the WWF video games, which is, I've said before, is where I learned a lot of this music. It's a little bit simplified. The version I know the best is the version from Royal Rumble on the Genesis, and that one's simplified a little bit too. that's it, and then back to... And that one, it's a bit more straightforward, but we lose those little syncopated pushes of the... That add some energy to it. Okay, so we have our A section, we have our B section, and just one other thing to note is that, like a lot of themes that are meant to loop and just continue kind of unabated until someone turns them off, this song has no 5 chords. It has nothing that really creates a sense of finality. Instead, and we have no dominant 7th chords either. Instead, we have the 2 that's kind of acting as a surrogate dominant because it's the closest thing we have that takes us back to 1. But even then, that's only implied because we never get an E minor. We never get a... Instead, we have... Da, 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 da. And then just back to that E root again. In conclusion, this theme has all of the elements of Jim Johnston's style. It's a relatively short, catchy piece with a riff for the A section and a contrasting B section that gets looped around after a minute. And it's also probably where Jim gets faulted for sometimes plagiarizing himself because, like I said, the A section is very similar and has the exact same rhythm as the probably now more famous Stone Cold theme. But again, that's a topic for another time. So just to wrap up here, here's a whole rendition start to finish of the piece, and the actual recording I forgot to mention, the opening is, I think it's a bass guitar. It might be like a bass guitar sample and synth, but I think it's a bass guitar. And then the B section is a synth pad. It kind of sounds like an older synthesized string pad. So here we go. And there we go. That was our lesson on Bad Guy. I hope you learned something from it and enjoyed a window into my childhood and maybe your childhood as well. If you want to support what I do, please like, subscribe, and comment, and go check out my Patreon in the description below. Please also check out, if you're so inclined, my original channel, How Pop Music Works, if you're not already a subscriber there. And until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of someone else, and have a good day.